Alright folks, I'm Trizio, and today I am talking about Mount and Blade Warband. Great medieval game based on kingdoms and...
Not today, Terry. Today, we are doing a battle report. We are talking about Battlefield today. Nothing about boring medieval warfare. We are talking about all-out guns, explosions, tanks, planes, and just awesomeness of Battlefield. So we're going to take this away.
But I even brought my metal goblet.
Yeah, no, throw that away, please. And we're going to put this right there. All right. You ready? Do you want the helmet?
I guess so. This is not the kind of helmet I thought I'd be wearing today.
Well, at least you remembered your condom. You still didn't put one on my mic. All right,
So Battlefield, huh?
Battlefield. We started our gaming career on Battlefield, for the most part.
Did.
Battlefield 3 came out in, you remember? 2000 something.
I don't remember.
Early 2000s. No later than 2005. I want to say it's around there. 5 or 6.
Which Battlefield are we talking about? 3?
Battlefield 3.
Somewhere around 5 or 6, yeah.
I started playing Battlefield.
I didn't play a whole lot of 3.
No, neither did I. I started playing Battlefield 3 because of you.
Yep.
PlayStation 3, Battlefield 3. Shortly thereafter, Battlefield 4 got released, and we were fanboying over that shit hard.
Oh, yeah.
Midnight release, beta, we did everything for it.
He came on over to my house. We ended up sitting there in our living room, in my living room at the time, playing the beta for
the entire time.
Yeah. Just sitting there, enjoying, shooting people.
It was a lot of fun. You know what? I really liked the class system of Battlefield, specifically Battlefield 4. We played more Battlefield 4 than any other Battlefield game. But my favorite part was the fact that I could be something different than you, but we meshed together.
Yeah.
In a unit type standpoint. Because I mean, in Call of Duty, it is a run and gun game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just a lone wolf shoot 'em up game. Whereas with Battlefield, if you didn't have a medic on your team, you were screwed. If you didn't have somebody who could drop ammo, you were screwed.
If your assault is running a grenade launcher and some smoke grenades or something like that instead of the healing pack, oh, you hated him.
Yeah. So why don't we let's do a quick overview of the classes for those of you who are stupid enough to have not played Battlefield. Before we get started, though, I'd like to remind all of you to like and subscribe to all of our videos. It really helps us to know how much interest we're generating and who our fan base is. That way we can provide content tailored to you.
And don't forget to comment, because then you can let us know what you want to see or what you had a problem with. So if you do, click that dislike button, leave a comment and let us know what the problem was.
We'd be happy to fix anything. We are fixers.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with my favorite class, because we know
You always do.
I do. The support. No, come on. We did tanks first last time we did a class discussion.
I know.
I mean, they're my second favorite, but...
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the support. In Battlefield 4, the support is your ammo mule. He is your background guy. He's the guy who helps your team win games based on his performance. When I played a support, I always had some of the lowest kills on our team, but the most suppression assists.
Oh, yeah.
My job was to make sure my teammates had ammo. So if my buddy's sitting in the back sniping, he had an ammo bag next to him. That way he never ran out of bullets. I also liked
rockets for my NGs.
Engineers with rockets, because you can blow through those things super quick.
Yeah.
I also liked using the mortars, because it was fun to pick people off with the mortars and have fun with that. And their weapons are LMGs or shotguns. Once you hit a certain rank in support, you unlock shotguns for every single class, but they were originally a support weapon.
Yep. What was your favorite support weapon?
In the beginning,
or shotgun?
For vanilla, I never played shotguns, because I don't like shotguns in an FPS. I get that they have logistical good parts of them in real life, but for me, my favorite weapon's always been an LMG, which is a light machine gun. And in vanilla, it was the M249 Bravo, which you got for either max rank of support or finishing the campaign and saving the support character at the end of the campaign.
Okay. Non-vanilla?
Non-vanilla. So we started getting into the DLCs. There was China Rising. There was Naval Strike, Dragon's Teeth, Last Stand.
Final Stand.
Final Stand. last and final. I always get those mixed up. My favorite was from Naval Strike. It's called the AWS. It had more of a machine gun feel, lighter assault rifle feel to it, and a hell of a lot more accurate than any other LMG.
Oh, yeah. I have to say AWS was my favorite LMG of anything with Battlefield 4.
It was fun to use.
So, anything else about the support class?
No, you got anything about the support class?
No.
I got one more thing. The ballistic shield was stupid. Thanks, Dice.
I have to say that my favorite class was the Engineer, also shortened down to NG.
NGs were fun. That was my second most played.
Engineers are your repairmen and your anti-vehicles. If you want it to take down that chopper that's been bugging you, you're going to get your NG with some anti-air rockets. If you want to take out the tank, you're going to give them an RPG or some AT mines or anti-tank mines.
You can just repair tool that bitch.
I did that many a time. Run up to a tank repair tool, all the way down from 100 down to 0 health.
Guys looking around like, where am I getting damage from? You can see
I'm
the turrets
crawling
swiveling.
next to him, just.
Yep.
It's so fun doing the repair tool. But they are your vehicle personnel. They're going to be all about vehicles, and they had special upgrades that when you hit a certain level on the battlefield, like when you hit
Your squad rank, yeah.
Yeah, your squad rank of like 3 or 4, you got special stuff for your vehicle, like faster cooldowns on your special stuff.
Self-healing,
like,
I think was one.
Self-healing once you hit rank 4 on the battlefield. So I just love the feeling of being able to be that vehicle guy for everyone. You all know I'm a chopper person.
What weapons did they use?
They used... let's see. They had carbines, which was the unlock from their main class, which was submachine guns.
Yep, PDWs, right?
PDWs, that's what they were called.
What was your favorite PDW?
Favorite PDW?
I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. What was your favorite engineer weapon?
My favorite engineer weapon of all time, I have to say the carbine AK-74U.
The AK-74U. I'm going to be one of those guys. It was the MTAR. It's got to be the MTAR. That was not a vanilla weapon. It was released during China Rising, and it is just the most overpowered carbine in the game.
Until they nerfed it.
They did nerf it. And,
just like they nerfed the UCOM.
Yeah, the UCOM too. But on my engineer, I usually run a DMR when I was running engineer.
The DMRs were fun.
Yeah, we'll get to those in a second.
So, what is our next class?
It would be TK's favorite, the Recon. TK is our third half, so to speak, when it comes to Battlefield.
He actually is the one that suggested us doing this video.
He is the one who suggested this video content. This is literally the game that got Terezio, myself, into gaming as much as we do, and into talking about games and talking about mechanics. It was Battlefield 4.
Yep.
So Recon. Describe it.
Recon is your sniper and reconnaissance personnel. They use sniper rifles, satellite dish, or sat
relays.
Yes, sat relays. That's what it is.
They use tugs.
Tugs to
C4.
be able to determine where people are around them. They did have the C4.
The support also got C4, but as a later unlock, the Recon got it right off the bat.
Yep. They had, when you reached a certain level, you got the DMRs.
Yeah, so you start with long-range sniper rifles, such as this guy in front of us, and then you could get the DMR, which was more designed for close quarters precision shooting. DMR stands for Designated Marksman Rifle.
Yes.
What's your favorite Recon weapon?
My favorite Recon weapon was SR-228.
DMR?
No, that's a sniper rifle. That's a semi-automatic.
You're right. That's a max level.
That's the SR-228.
God, what was the one I was using? The
M104.
M104 is the only sniper rifle I've ever gotten a headshot with. Because I hate Recon. I think Recon is, for me, the hardest, most unusable class in the game. Mostly because I am a spray and pray guy. My accuracy is not there.
But it is so rewarding.
Oh my gosh,
because Recon is my secondary class. It is so rewarding to get that across the map headshot on a moving target inside of a helicopter. If I wasn't the pilot, I was shooting the pilot.
Right. I mean, Recon is frustrating for me to play, mostly because I didn't play it enough to get the unlocks, like the rangefinder. I always had trouble finding, and I always overcompensated when it came to bullet drop and leading the target, because for me it didn't come naturally. For me, what came naturally is seeing
pulling the trigger and watching it go,
seeing the movement and shooting towards it, so that way the guy stopped moving long enough for you or TK to take his head off.
Yeah.
For me, I was more about, and as we talked about in our roll video, I'm more about supporting and bringing my team up through my actions, whereas TK and Terry were more about being that leader, that killer who would get the kills for us to help us win the game.
Like we brought up, I believe, in the rolls video, I would be in the helicopter, and
yes.
I would tell you guys to jump. You go take the objective, and then you hop back in the helicopter, and I tell you where to jump next.
that was how it went in the beginning.
I was our leader for a lot of our matches when it came down to vehicles. But
I can't remember the name of the DMR, but my favorite recon weapon is a DMR. Again, it's one of those universal unlocks. The shotgun, the carbine, the DMR. Mine was a DMR, and it's the one I used on my engineer class. I did use a full-length sniper rifle on my recon class, but only because I was trying to rank it up. I have 2 confirmed kills with my recon class, and that is it. And I guess that's time to move on to my secondary class, which would be Assault, which became my primary class for a while.
Yep, and it's because the Assault is one of those weird ones that is technically 2 classes all in one.
It is. So Assault is either I'm going to run up in front and I'm going to throw grenades, use a grenade launcher, and use my assault rifle to get kills, or I'm going to run with a med bag and defibrillator and revive the idiots who run up front with their grenade launchers, grenades, and assault rifles and get the kills. So that really fit really well into my supportive play style. So I was running med bag defib. I've gotten a lot of defib kills, because that's something you can do. The same way we talked about taking out a tank with a repair tool, because the way the game works is if I use my repair tool on a friendly unit, it repairs them. If I use my defibrillator on a friendly unit, it revives them. If I use my repair tool on an enemy unit, it damages them. And if I use my defib on an enemy unit, it damages them. So it was really fun to be charging up to go heal an ally, seeing somebody on my radar, turning around, and you're dead.
Yeah, right? Oh, man.
But, so assaults were one of 2 things, and we can't remember their secondary unlock later on, but assault rifles were their primary weapon. What's your favorite assault rifle?
Assault rifle, I'd have to say I'd go with the, oh man, cannot remember it for the life of me. I think it was called the Bulldog?
The Bulldog. You got that one from doing Metro. 2,000 kills, 200 kills on Metro.
Oh, so much pain.
Yeah.
About 2 matches, though.
Yeah. My favorite's the AR-160.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Remember, I was looking for an airsoft gun to match that gun.
Yeah.
I like that gun so much.
That
gun, because it had, again, a single-shot mode, and with the ACOG or the 3x scope, it was accurate enough that I could semi-snipe with it if I was running supportive to TK. Or I could full-on auto it when I run into a room and don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I want to talk about what changed from Battlefield 4 to Battlefield 1 when it comes to classes.
Okay, so starting with the sport?
Well, I think we should start with Engineer.
Oh, starting with Engineer.
Engineer does not exist in Battlefield 1 at all. What they did was they took the repair tool and put it on your support class. So your support became your engineer and your ammo bags, which was great. That's how I ran.
Yep.
Ammo bag, repair tool. It was all I needed. If I wanted something fun, I might switch to a mortar instead of the repair tool, but it was more repair tool, ammo bag.
Okay, and then what replaced the anti-vehicle?
Was the assault class.
Was the assault class.
So then they took assault from Battlefield 4 and split it in half.
Yes.
And you've got your PDWs being used with your assault for anti-tank.
Yes.
Lots of grenades, right?
Lots of grenades, anti-tank rocket gun.
Oh, that's right. The stupid thing people sniped you with.
Yeah.
You can only use it while laying down.
You do. But yeah, the anti-tank rocket gun, all the anti-tank got moved into the assault, and then the other half of the assault from Battlefield 4 got moved into medic.
Which instead of a defib, you got a syringe that brought people back to life. What a wonderful drug heroin is. Because that's what it was. I mean, 100%.
I was thinking it was more morphine.
No, because morphine would put you to sleep. The heroin was actually prescribed in place of Advil back in the day. Bayer, the creators of Advil, used to sell heroin to children before they realized how dangerous it was.
Yeah.
And then you had a med bag. Sorry, I just watched Adam Ruins Everything, and it was one of the topics.
Great.
But regardless, and then you had your med bag, and you used rifles. Like
yeah,
M1
you used
Garand.
semi-automatic rifles, and M1 Garand was not a World War One.
But that is a point of reference for those of you who have not played Battlefield 1. And then the last and worst class in Battlefield 1.
The one that you don't like.
Sorry, I'm biased. I hate Recon. It is the Recon class. It was probably the most overpowered class.
Oh yeah, the snipers are still overpowered. You're talking about the Martini Henry?
Oh my god, the Martini Henry. And
anything inside of 100
rifle in World
No,
War
it's
I.
not semi-auto.
I thought it was clip.
It's a single. No, the Martini Henry is a single rolling block shot.
Oh, okay.
It's just that anything within 80 meters, insta kills. Chest shot.
That's where its
insta
sweet
kill.
zone is.
Yep, 80 meters or less.
And what I liked about Battlefield 1 is that they made all the weapons semi-accurate to the time frame.
Yes.
Where they all sucked, except for sniper rifles.
The semi-automatics of the medic class aren't bad, but everyone goes assault because everybody wants those huge, awesome, the Hell Regal and all that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the full auto light guns that they can just whip around a corner. I'm sorry, if you want to go historic, that's not the way you go. You go medic, maybe, and then sniper rifle, but you do the trench ones with no zoom.
Yep. All right, so what makes Battlefield so much better, or, I'm sorry, being unbiased, different than the competition out there when it comes to first-person shooters?
Great job at being unbiased.
Yeah, I'm really good at this.
So what makes it different, one of the key features is the size of the maps. The size of the maps on Battlefield are much larger than that of COD or anything like that, Titanfall. But you can see that also on Battlefront, the
Also made
DICE
by DICE.
version of
Battlefront
Star
1 and
Wars
2.
Battlefront
Yeah.
1 and 2. So the size of the maps are just much grander, much more, many more players.
That's what I was going to get to, is along with size of map, you get size of game lobby. When Battlefield 4 was released, it was released on all 4 consoles. That's previous generation and current generation, right? So we got it on PS3 to start.
Yep.
And the max map size was 32 people.
Yes.
It was
16 and 16.
16, and 1 commander on each.
Yep.
And that was, that's still pretty big.
That's even big for PS3 and Xbox 360 standards.
Yeah, because Call of Duty's what, 10, 5v5, or 10v10 at the max?
I think at one point they got to 16, 8-8.
8-8? Okay, that sounds right. But then you go to the next-gen consoles. So Battlefield 4 released on Xbox One and PS4 with 64-person games. That's 32 against 32 with 2 commanders. Or 31 against 31 with 2 commanders.
There was 64 people. It's 32-32.
Is 64 not counting commanders?
Commanders, if they joined in, they took up a slot.
Oh, okay. So yes,
you don't have to have a commander.
Yeah. That's another difference, was commander mode. In the beginning. DICE cut support for it because it wasn't as popular, but back in the beginning...
Commander mode.
We only had one Xbox between the two of us back then.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so Terry would be playing on my Xbox, which I was fine with because I had an iPad.
Yep.
And what I would do is I'd do commander mode, which literally gave me, so I'd be holding my tablet, and I'd have a bird's eye view of the map. I'd be able to see where my squads were. I'd be able to literally come into the squad leaders. I could talk to each of my squads, and the way Battlefield 4 worked was squads could not intercommunicate. So if I was in squad A and Terry was in squad B, if we weren't in an Xbox party or a PlayStation party,
I was not talking to him.
we were not talking to each other. If we were in the same squad, all 4 or 5 people in the squad could hear each other.
Yeah. When I got mad with him, I would just change to a new squad.
It happened, and vice versa.
And lock it.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get in.
And so what the commander could do was jump into each squad and talk to the entire squad, and then jump to a different squad. So he'd have to relay commands. He'd jump into A and say, hey, go attack point 1. And then he'd jump into squad B and say, hey, go attack point 3. And then he'd jump into squad 3, so on and so forth.
Yep.
So the commander mode really, for me, brought a realistic feel to the battle. In that not everybody's communicating with everybody instantaneously.
You have a chain of command.
Mm-hmm. And we were really good.
And then the squad leaders would relay those messages,
Just to the squad names,
or decline, yada yada.
And then I could throw out cruise missiles or radar scans or vehicle drops to help out a squad who was doing well. I could promote a squad.
Yeah, which gave them an instant battlefield upgrade.
Yep, and those battlefield upgrades we talked about a little bit earlier with the engineer class.
Yep.
If everybody in your squad dies, it's reset. But the more objectives you do that the commander gives you, or the more objectives you do as a squad, you get points. And there are 4 levels, and at the 4th level, each different class gets different perks. On support, I ran indirect fire, which gave me 2 ammo bags to be able to put down instead of 1. Gave me more C4, it gave me more mortars, and as a final thing, any friendly vehicle I was in would fill up ammo of everybody else. The medic had one that would heal nearby allies. The engineer had one that would self-heal vehicles or heal nearby vehicles if he was in a vehicle as well. So, I mean, just different things. I don't even know what the recons were because I didn't really care. There was one that increased your breath hold. Yeah. Decreased the time you were spotted when you were spotted.
So who cares about recon?
Yeah. So
sorry, TK.
Commander mode was awesome. It was a lot of fun to do. That way I didn't have to be playing on a console with my friends. I could be sitting in the airport waiting for a flight and playing with my friends on
God knows how many times you did that.
I did because I was traveling a lot then. So
the squads.
Squads. That is by far the defining feature of Battlefield.
Oh yeah, because I don't care how much I like the fast-paced action of like Modern Warfare or any of the COD games. Black Ops 2, for example, we played a lot of that. As much as I love the fast action, I cannot stand all these solo wolfing guys going out there. Hey, I got 47 kills. I died 22 times because you were running around and not helping other players.
And also with a team of 32 people, one person cannot do everything against 32 people, and one person and 32 people cannot do everything they need to do without working together. It's just human nature, right?
Yeah.
So squads, I think, brought a more realistic feel. If your squad wasn't working well, your team wasn't working well. If you had a bunch of squads that were just one person, there wasn't a lot of communication.
Nope.
I mean, we met our best friend in gaming via him joining our squad randomly and talking to us, and that is TK.
Then, like we said, he gave me the helicopter, and we ended up winning that match whole-handedly.
Oh, absolutely.
Because squad play, squad tactics, and working together just as a squad, a single squad, can change the whole outcome of a game. Because I don't know how many times we join into a losing side of the battle, just the 3 of us, or maybe the 4 of us. We got someone else with us.
The rednecks, yeah.
And we join into a losing battle and then flip it.
Yep, absolutely.
One squad can make all the difference if they know how to work together.
Because one squad of 4 people can beat 15 people not working together. If you run into a building and there's 15 people in separate squads, they're not communicating with each other. They're not saying, hey, this guy just came around the corner. We, a squad of 3 or 4, is walking into a building and we're going, one of us check left, one of us check right, one of us go forward, and we work as a unit, whereas the individuals don't. Right. I also liked it in that it separated you from hearing everybody's chatter.
Oh, God.
Because
I don't want to hear those little 9-year-old squeakers. I don't want to hear that all game.
No.
I don't want to have to go into my menu to mute them either. Yeah. I'd rather just say, hey, squad, can you kick? Yeah. That guy.
Yep.
And kicks him out of the squad. I no longer have to hear him.
He's still on the team. We're not kicking him from the game. We're just removing a distraction and a possible issue from ourselves. And it helped separate those 32 people, because 32 people in the same voice lobby is intense.
Jerk mode activated.
Right. And the last part about squads I like is that it allows you to specialize. I was a support player or a medic player and an assault player, which meant that if I was in a squad and we were all running assault, it would show you, I could switch to something different. That way my squad was more balanced. It definitely brought along that feature.
I don't think I ever left NG unless I was
alone.
Nobody
played NG for the most part.
Except for you and TK, who, if we were flying or in a vehicle, you guys would jump onto NG and help me out by repairing me.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why NG is my second most played class. It's not my second most favorite class. It is just we were in a situation where engineer was needed more often than support or medic at that point.
Yeah.
So the last thing I really want to talk about when it comes to the differences from
God, it's not even on the list.
I know,
dear Lord.
You know exactly what it is.
No, I don't. What is it?
Vehicles.
Oh.
So in Battlefield, you have 32 people against 32 people. I'm going to stick with that number because it's big and it sells. And in that, you also have a huge map, which can take time to cross. Walking across those maps took half the match.
That's horrible.
So what they included to make it feel more like war is air support, as in planes, helicopters, and hovercrafts.
Hovercrafts and Final Stand.
Yeah. They also VTOL. There was the VTOL jet. Right? No, I'm thinking GTA. Shut up.
You're thinking GTA and COD. COD has VTOLs and Harriers as call strikes.
And then finally, they also had tanks, mobile anti-aircraft, which were light tanks, mobile infantry fighting vehicles.
Yeah, the APCs.
And then they had jeeps and motorcycles and four-wheelers. And then because they did an entire expansion called Naval Strike, which, believe it or not, had to deal with water, they had attack boats, which were literally gunboats. They had rib boats, which were like what you see SEAL Team 6 jumping out of when they take a beach or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why you had to go specifically to 6. They jumped out of a helicopter.
For some missions, but if they're approaching by water, I don't think they're jumping out of a helicopter.
The rib boats that you'll see a lot of special teams going out of.
And then they had like jet skis.
Yeah.
And am I missing any other waters? The land-based hovercrafts they introduced in Naval Strike could go over water.
Yes.
But not as fast as they went over land.
No.
Those were a pain in the ass to control.
Yeah. So
land, air. Yeah. Okay,
we're talking about it.
What do you want to talk about first? Air, land, or water?
Air.
Air Lover.
Come on. Yeah.
His original gamer tag, guys, was Air Lover 21.
21. My favorite vehicle types were the air vehicles because I was the pilot. My favorite vehicle, the Little Bird.
The Little Bird. It's a scout helicopter. So what they did was they split up air vehicles into, there were 2 types of planes and 3 types of helicopters. I'm not wrong, am I? You had your fighter planes, and then you had your land attack planes.
Yeah, 3 types of helicopter. You're right.
And then you had transport helicopters with no guns, except for maybe the side guns.
Yeah.
Scout helicopters, which were small, nimble, and had some pilot weaponry, and some none had side weaponry.
No side weaponry.
And then you had attack helicopters, which were 2-seaters with a crap ton of weaponry. Those are my favorite air vehicle because I wouldn't mind flying an attack helicopter. But
you weren't bad at the attack helicopter, but
any other helicopter.
The scouts were way too nimble for you.
So yeah, but I mean, by far the most time I've spent in a vehicle in Battlefield 4 was in a scout helicopter, specifically the Little Bird.
Healing me.
Yes.
Or shooting rockets out the side when we still could before they nerfed that.
Yeah. I don't think you can shoot any out now, right? Unless they're lock-ons?
I don't even remember.
But yeah, so...
It's been so long since we played.
No.
We need to play.
Guess what I'm doing tonight?
I gotta reinstall... Oh, no, I don't. Battlefield 4 is still on my hard drive. Next up, land vehicles.
Alright, those were my specialty because in the beta, I was an expert tank driver, and then I did a lot more of land vehicles. So you've got, we mentioned them, transport vehicles like Jeeps. Those could hold 4 to... And then the bigger ones, the APCs.
I'm doing... The transport vehicles are going to be your Jeeps, your...
4-wheelers.
Deuce and a halves.
Okay.
Your 4-wheelers and your dirt bikes.
Okay.
Those are all transport vehicles. There's no guns on.
Except for the Jeeps had a turret.
Yeah.
Okay, a small LMG turret on top, which... Ooh. Yeah, right. I mean, so those were to get across the map quick, or get from objective point to objective point quick.
Yep.
They were great for a 3-person squad like us. We would jump in, we'd have 1 person drive, 1 shoot. TK and I use this strategy a lot in Halo when it comes to Warhawks.
Yep.
You've seen it.
Yep.
The next type would be APCs, which are big. They can hold up to 8 people. They have 1 turret on top, and they're super armored and slow. They actually act as a mobile spawn point for your team.
Yes, they do.
And so they're not meant to do damage to the enemy team. They are meant to get you close and be able to have your team pouring out of this vehicle, so to speak, as they spawn in on it. So that way you can take an objective quickly. The next one up is my second favorite. Those were the infantry fighting vehicles, IFVs, the BTR. I can't remember the other one.
Which ones? I heard
IFVs, infantry fighting vehicles. So there's the BTR-88. And there was another one for the Russian side.
I have no idea.
Okay,
I never paid attention to
these guys. Have a big cannon on top, which can be either fast firing or slow firing, and they take out infantry extremely well. They suck against tanks. They're not the best against aircraft because their cannon only had a certain angle it could go up. Otherwise, you'd have to be shooting an aircraft way down the map because of the way the world works. Next up, mobile aircraft, mobile AA.
Yes.
really fast firing Gatling guns, because that's the only way to take down an airplane. It's hard to shoot something with slow bullets when it's moving really fast.
Yeah.
And then lock-on rocket launchers. And finally, tanks. I mean, tanks are
the
fun.
MTBs.
Yeah. Main battle tanks. I still have that picture of the three of us rolling out.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
It was a big plane one. It's lots of planes and a bridge, and there's three of us rolling out, TK, myself, and Tara, in three main battle tanks just rolling down the road. It was amazing. We went on a pretty long kill streak with that.
Yep.
Last but not least is water vehicles. We went over the basics of them earlier. Attack boats, transport boats, boats.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Two of the three are meant for transport, and the last one has 2 machine guns on the side and a couple main armaments, and it was fun to kill stuff with.
Yep. What was your favorite land vehicle? Because you never said that.
Mobile AA.
Mobile AA for me too.
I had some really good snipes with a tank taking down a plane. Do you remember that when I got kicked? Do you remember that?
He took down like 2 or 3 jets from.
We joined this server, and when you join custom servers, they have rules that these guys post where the admin will kick you. So the rule was no lock-ons with tanks, and I followed that rule. I had staff shells, which are my secondary. They were big, powerful ones that could take out buildings, and I had AP rounds.
Yep.
And I come out of this building, and there's a helicopter there, and I shoot right above it as it goes to take off. Main shell connects, it goes down. I get kicked because he thought I used a lock-on when I was not using a lock-on. He happened to be the admin. I'm sure he was just salty.
Who wouldn't be salty in that instance? So, what was your favorite water vehicle?
Attack boats. There's no other choice.
Really?
Yes.
I like the rib boats.
I mean, the rib boats are fun to get around
They're
on.
just really quick. I don't like being on the water when it's in Battlefield. I love being out on the water in real life. If you got a boat you want to take me out on and you're not creepy, we'll go boating. But in Battlefield, I hated being on the water. It was so open.
It was. I mean, that's part of being on the water. I like the attack boats because you could do... If you were coming up on shore and there was a tank there, you could take out the land vehicle.
True.
If there was a helicopter flying around, you could take out the helicopter.
True.
Planes were hard to take out. And other boats you could take out. I mean, I had thermal vision. I could snipe players on the beach.
True.
With my attack boat. So those are my favorites. All in all, I think Terry and I will be playing Battlefield for the rest of our lives.
Yes. I think we're going to be playing Battlefield here in about 40 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it takes me about that long to get home, so.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Thanks for cutting short your medieval talk and talking some modern combat with me.
Maybe next time.
Happy I didn't say Modern Warfare. Combat. See how I did that?
Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't say Modern Warfare.
Anyway, guys, this has been Tave Gaming. I'm going to say it one more time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate the feedback.
And don't forget to comment and let us know what you want to see or what you don't like and what you do like.
Absolutely. I'm Shred.
I'm Terezio.
And this has been Tave Gaming. Good night.